What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Joey Daweijko. Joey Daweijko has now sent a warning to journalists attending or attempting to pry information and interviews from him regarding the sparring rumors he had with Anthony Joshua. You know, of course, he's already made it clear that he does not want to talk about sparring. He does not want to share any stories about sparring, and it's against a code of conduct. He said it's a brotherhood thing. It's a thing of integrity, and he does not want to be a part of it. He doesn't talk about what goes on in sparring whatsoever, and he's adamant on that. You know, I believe we're at this point, me counterpunching Joey Daweijko, I think he's frustrated. I think he's frustrated due to rumors that he had death threats, okay, and people inboxing him things of that nature. If he was having death threats, I should suggest that he reports those, because that's not a serious matter, because we don't know how far a fan will go, okay? So, you know, fans are on some different shit sometimes, right? Fan is the root word of fanatical, okay? So that anybody fanatical can be subject to do all types of weird shit, you know. But the strange thing about this, you know, he had to say, like, listen, I respect Anthony Joshua so much, I'm not going to talk about anything Joey Daweijko told Fight Hype. No sparring stories. I was never that type of fighter, you know. Now, the funny thing about this whole discussion about Joey Daweijko, he doesn't want to talk about certain things, right? It just makes it that much suspicious. Suspicion rising when you don't want to talk about what you did in regards to sparring. See, if it's a certain thing that's brewing about sparring, did this happen or did this not happen? You don't have to say verbatim. You know what I mean? But you just refuse or plead the fifth. You know, not even plead the fifth. You just refuse to state what went on with you in sparring. Did he or did he not get knocked out? Did you drop him in sparring? Did you hurt him in sparring? You know what I'm saying? Those are the type of things people want to know, because, see, what he doesn't realize is that I understand he wants to be hush-hush about it, but when you don't say nothing, it leaves speculation for everything, okay? And if you're a fan of Andy Ruiz, this also takes away the legitimacy of his win. You know, if nothing happened in sparring, I think he should at least say, hey, it was a good sparring camp. Anthony Joshua was fine. He showed me what, you know, he's a good puncher. I showed him I was a good puncher, and that's that. You know what I mean? That would at least line up with what everyone else is saying on Team Joshua's end. That, hey, nothing happened in sparring. I didn't knock the kid out, or I didn't knock the guy out, or whatever. And, you know, he's a good guy. He did very well in sparring. I can see why he's the best in the world. At least you can generalize it. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't want to know everything verbatim that went on in sparring. We don't. But we do want to know, dude, did you hurt the guy? Did you give him something to write home about, to worry about, you know, anything? But if you refuse nothing, that makes it that much worse at the end of the day, you know. And if I'm Andy Ruiz, I'm like, okay, I beat this guy fair and square. I don't want to have any excuses. You know, and then it's not people making up excuses. It's shit like this that makes you think, like, okay, well, did you do what everyone's saying you do? Why couldn't you just answer that one question? Why would you leave it up to everyone else's speculation? That's really, really creating more mess, creating more shit. It's like stirring the shit where the plant once grew from. When you stir the shit, the plant dies. That's exactly what's happening. He's stirring the shit by not responding, because it's already out here and the rumors are bad enough. He is one of the guys that could shut all the rumors down. You know, just say, no, I didn't hurt him in sparring, so I don't know why people would think that, since he's friends with Andy Ruiz and Anthony Joshua, right? He's cool with both parties. He could easily say, to legitimize Andy Ruiz's win, hey, no, Anthony Joshua was fine going into the fight. He didn't have to really talk about sparring if that was the case, right? That's all he had to say. He didn't have to say, well, we worked on this and I hit him with the right and then the uppercut and that kind of dazed him and then I dropped him. He didn't have to talk about that. He could say, no, Anthony Joshua was perfectly fine, though I could tell you that. Right? I could at least tell you that he was fine going into that fight, and he showed why he's was once the unified champion of the world. You see what I'm saying? So why isn't he saying that? And there is rumored to have a gag order on what he can and cannot say. But then the gag order from whom? You know what I'm saying? Because if you're refusing to say what happened, we don't know who's shutting you up, right? But anyway, I just think it's interesting, and I think Joey should just come out and say what happened instead of getting death threats, right? And letting something that can or may not have happened, right? You lead it up to speculation, but now you're getting frustrated. You know, you can cut all the BS with one word, yes or no. Anyway, you guys tell me what you think about Joey Daweijko's recent comments, this update. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.